Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I kind of heard a little beeping in my ear then, so that was interesting. And there's been a little bit, just a little bit of, I don't know, would you call it paranormal activity, or you know what I mean? If you're a psychic medium, or if you're into spirituality or tarot or any of that kind of thing, you know, sometimes you can sort of see through the veil a little bit, okay? However, I do not like watching scary or horror films at all because, you know, when you're a psychic medium or when you channel things, you know just how true some of that stuff can become. And of course, it's very interesting, I find, and here we go with the throat chakra already. Everyone go and clear your throat with me. Most of the collective of the divine masculine is having throat issues or ear issues or nasal issues, right? Everything related to the throat chakra, and I'll tell you what that is. The throat chakra. Oh, that's a new French word for the throat chakra that I just made up. Let me start again. The throat chakra is tied to the thyroid gland, the larynx, the trachea, the ears, nose, teeth, mouth, throat, and carotid arteries. So it's a very important chakra in terms of health, okay? And a few other things that I just want to tell you about it, you know, is that when it's balanced, you feel like you can express yourself, you can speak the truth, and you can also be creative. If it's overactive, you might be speaking too much, perhaps boring others. Oh dear, maybe that's what's going on. I'm boring everyone. That's funny. Being criticizing or stubborn if it's overactive, okay? Underactive means it can't, you know, the person can't express themselves, might be afraid to speak in public, cannot express their creative side, be seen as timid or even dependent, okay? So some of your divine masculines may fit into that category. Many divine masculines are having throat chakra issues, and I am not a divine masculine, but I channel the divine masculine. I'm also an empath and a psychic medium, and many of them are having this heartbreak here because they can't come to you and they want to come to you. Those two cards just flew out. Wow, if you think of someone when they're crying, and I don't just mean, you know, when they're crying, but when they're really teared up and, you know, just about howling on the floor, kind of crying, they start coughing as well. You know what I mean? It's a really deeply felt emotion for many of the divine masculines that they can't be with you, can't see you, can't maybe touch, taste and smell you, you know what I mean? Many of them wanting to kiss you, you know, gently along the arm or the hand. Many of them wanting to touch you in an intimate way, okay? I find it interesting that yesterday I was talking about sex and how important it is for you to I won't go into yesterday's conversation, but you can check my closest video to this one on the twin flame advice, and you can watch that video if you haven't already. But I want you to understand that if you're a real twin flame, okay, a real twin flame, you will never ever make sex. You will never ever make sex. You'll never ever have sex with your twin flame. You'll only ever make love with your twin flame. And this is because twin flames create the third energy. You know, and I would describe this as bliss, creation energy, the energy from source. And I would also describe this as a kundalini rising. Wow. Many divine masculines do not want me to tell you what's going on with them as well in the collective, because the ego, the pride can get in the way sometimes if they're in their distorted or not fully awake and not in their heart space. All right, so there's been this push for me to not do videos. No, it's like, no, don't do that video, you know what I mean? But I think it's important, even if it's uncomfortable. Some of the topics are uncomfortable. All right, so as you merge with your twin flame, and this can also happen energetically, as many of you know, there is this kundalini rising that happens, and any blockage in any of the chakras is kind of where you're going to feel the orgasm. Okay. I might have to put 18 plus on this video because I'm talking about things that I wouldn't recommend for children. You know what I mean? So, if you've met your twin flame, even if you haven't met them in person, you know that you can feel this energy, which kind of feels like sexual energy. But if you've ever experienced that union with them, either through telepathy or energy, I should say, energetically, or in person, it feels nothing like what we would call sex with people who are in the third dimensional consciousness, okay, or in the third, or who aren't your twin flame, okay? So if you have sex with someone who's a karmic partner, it's absolutely not the same as it is with your twin flame. Okay, so that is, a sign for many of you listening today, if you were wondering if someone's your twin flame or not, and the union between you hasn't been otherworldly, then maybe it's not your twin. Because it's, it's like a bliss that you've never felt before. It's like bliss and passion and explosion and a craziness of mind, body and soul and heart all at once. Okay, it's if you feel guided to explain your experience of it, of the merging of twins, if that's happened to you, feel free to put that in the comments down below, or the differences that you've noticed, or when coming into communication, even the difference in your body sensationally because of the energetic connection that you have with you and your twin. All right, so let's get into this reading. We already know that many divine masculines are really missing their divine feminines, and because of the world situation, many of them cannot move. For some of them, there's a third party in the way, a person, place, or situation in the way of coming to you Okay. For some of you, you're already in a partnership. For some of them, they may already be. I apologize for my throat chakra too, but it's kind of like many divine masculines are at that point where they need to speak their truth. You know, I'm even wearing blue today to try and help the divine masculine a little bit. They need to speak their truth. They need to finally admit that, you know, this connection is a connection like no other. They, you know, they're living in a world of non-truth when they're not with you. They're living in a world that doesn't resonate with them if they're not with you. And here we go. We're ready to go. So I'm going to use the Rider-Waite, the traditional Rider-Waite deck, and the Tea Leaf Tarot. If I can bring some fun in, I'll try to. But already we've got this heartbreak card, 1111, just now on the screen. Wow. Here we go. We're starting off with the wedge. And a whole heap of cards just literally flipped down. Okay. That's okay. Don't worry, divine masculine. I'm on it. I'm on it. Hurry up, you know. Did you ever watch, I don't know if in your country they had Mr. Squiggle. It was a kids program on many years ago. I think it was Australian, but I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but for some of you it might be important. It was like a clowny kind of looking puppet with a long pencil nose, and viewers would send in their pictures. Okay. Don't ask me why I'm showing you this, but to someone it may be important. So a viewer might send in don't ask me why this is happening. Okay, so a viewer might send in that. Okay, and so I can't remember what the woman's name was, but the actual human woman would put this on the board, and the puppet, Mr. Squiggle, with a long pencil nose, would add all of his... Let me see if I can do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but this is fun anyway. He would just start drawing with the pencil, right? You know, off he'd go with his pencil nose and he'd be drawing, and then the woman would turn it up right way and he would have made some artistic cool thing for the kid that sent it in, right? So the blackboard actually had a face underneath, you know, where they put the picture, and it would say, "Hurry up," in a really deep voice. It would go, "Hurry up," and as a kid, to me, I found it so funny that this blackboard was talking, you know, and Mr. Squiggle would be like with his pencil nose, "I'm going as quick as I can," you know. Anyway, I don't know how that's related to this, but for someone, that message is important. Maybe someone's an artist, or maybe someone is a kid at heart, or something like that. But that's totally off topic. All right, divine masculine. Someone's trying to come between him and a friend, or something he wants. Okay. There's a wedge here. For some divine masculines, there's going to be a loss of material wealth. Remember I said to you the other day, your wealth and your well-being and all of these things is connected into the twin flame journey. So you want to come into congruence with being open internally and externally to the situations around you. So if he's got a block, which in this case he has, in his throat chakra, many of them, not all of them, but if there's a block in the throat chakra, then the third eye and the crown are also blocked off. Okay, so for some of them, if they're having a difficult time at work, this is related to the twin flame journey, okay? Because it's connected. If they're not connected to you, they're not allowing that abundance through to them. Do you see what I mean? It's a connection here. So as twin flames, we need to come into union with everything around us, including our workplace, the people who we choose to keep in our lives. Some things need to go. And divine masculine has been having a difficult time speaking his truth or speaking in general. And then we have the teardrops here. It's reminding me of that Womack and Womack song, Teardrops in My Eyes. Reminds me, baby, of you. I'm trying to think of the rest of the words. I did share it a little while ago. Womack and Womack, Teardrops, the song is called. It's an old song, but it's actually a song about infidelity. It's a woman singing it, and she's, teardrops in my eyes, reminds me, baby, of you. Footsteps on the dance floor, next time I'll be true. Okay, so maybe he's upset. For some of you, maybe he's upset because you've moved on with someone else, or he thinks you're with someone else. And then we have the misunderstanding card. So there's something here that your divine masculine's misunderstanding about you. And because of the misunderstanding, he feels like it's a force working against him. Okay. There's this sense here that he feels like your energy has left or is leaving. Someone leaving your life. And then we have the vulture here. A depression or an anxiety. Worry that someone is against you. Okay, so he's feeling alone. He's feeling alone and he's trying to seek out information. Perhaps he's going online because he doesn't know what to do about something. Whether this is with your relationship or with a relationship, there's something to do with not being able to move forward because there's a heartbreak here. And of course, this is a self-delusion for most of them. For most of them, it's a story in their mind that they've made up. What we tell ourselves is important. We have the eagle here. If any of you see an eagle, it's your divine masculine looking for answers at this time. The eagle is representative there. And wow, this is interesting. Here, I had a chicken just the other night and I saved the wishbone and it's still sitting on my bench. A wish is granted here. Okay. And money coming. Wow. Look. He's going to solve this. So if he's got an issue between you and him, he wants to solve it. And then the money's going to come. He's trying to remove this block, this uncomfortable block, whether it's with you or his karmic partner or someone at work or something like that. My throat chakra is starting to clear because he's trying to clear it. Okay. There's a dealing here. Either your divine masculine is this guy here, a man with a dark complexion or dark hair, or someone in his life here that he's dealing with is, has these qualities. So I'm going to bring in the Rider-Waite Tarot now and see where this story goes. Divine masculine is going to speak his truth to someone. He's going to have this victory here. it may not be a fantastic idea that he has to get in his ego, but in a way he kind of needs to come into his ego with whoever he's dealing with to just shut it down, because they're being belligerent or unfair in some kind of way. So let's keep going. Yeah, it's this, he hasn't known how to deal with this situation, and he's literally made it worse in his own mind than what it was. So he's been thinking something about something and making it worse, but it says great worry over nothing. Nothing's really there to be worried about unless you perceive it to be worried about. You know, it's like that little kid that imagines in the closet that there's a monster. And, you know, we all know there's no monster in the closet. But if you believe there's a monster in the closet, gee, it's scary, you know? So you might not be able to get as much love from him at the moment, because he's been worrying about this other situation here. Perhaps even arguing with people. But he's going to do it quick. He's going to shut it down with whoever's pissing him off really quickly. And then he's going to kind of get a little bit of a medal here. Or in this case, it's a fruit basket. Divine Masculine earning a fruit basket here. You know, he's learning how to kind of try and stay in his heart space and shut something down that's pissing him off. Because, you know, as you raise your vibration and you come into this fifth dimensional consciousness and above, it's very difficult to deal with people who are in lower vibration. You know, it's like speaking to a mouse if you're an elephant. It's very difficult. It's like speaking another language. So he's learning very quickly that people who are bringing drama to him, he needs to shut them down quickly. And my throat chakra is clearing. Wonderful. He's still feeling alone in his life. Check the next one out. Ready? The turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Literally says that. There's actually a stupid card in this deck. Harry's over there winking at me. He said, you know, as if he's put it in there. Someone behaving stupidly. Look at that. I feel sorry for turkeys. They get so much flack, don't they? So let's see what else going on here. Yeah, someone behaving stupidly, and then we literally have this ego, battle of egos here. Interesting. Interesting. It's like there's all these people in their ego, and he's trying not to be, and so he's having to go, you know, I'm going to cut that quickly, and then I'm going to try and be nice again. Yeah, disappointment again here with the scissors, cutting. Literally, I said cutting, and there's the scissors. Cutting these people off because he won't tolerate it. Divine Masculine, when he's awakened, doesn't want to tolerate BS, you know? It's like, why should I spend my time with all these turkeys? I was going to say donkeys, but then Donkey looked at me and went, what? Why am I spending all these time with these turkeys? That could literally be the name of this video. Okay, so he may be slow coming into you, Divine Feminine, because he's trying to birth. We literally have the crib here. He's trying to birth something in his physical, tangible touch and feelable world, okay? Because so far they've been unsuccessful. As we know, sometimes your money can be tied to your twin flame journey. So if you're not focusing on your twin flame that sounded weird, flame journey, I sounded very Australian then. If you're not focusing on your twin flame journey, that's what real Australian people sound like real, you know what I mean, like the real accent. Right? You know, g'day mate, let's put another shrimp on the barbie kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, to be me, to be in my brain is an interesting place. So alright, this is interesting. We now have the messages coming into you. Whatever he's been working on employment-wise that hasn't been working, because Divine Masculine kind of feels grounded in their work, it makes them feel like they're doing something good. If that's not going well, he's going to want to reach out to you. Maybe for advice, maybe for some kind of... He may not even tell you about work. But as he reaches out to you, you'll be able to tell him that, you know, if he confides in you, whatever he's going through is temporary. You know, everything's temporary. Even when we cry, it's temporary, isn't it? You know, we might have a headache for a while, but eventually the headache will go away. Nothing's going to last forever. You know what I mean? He might even tell you about a female energy around him, a feminine energy around him that's been pissed off at him. I do feel like many of your Divine Masculines are going to come and speak to you, and if they're not coming in physically, I mean, this card is saying that they're going to physically take action to come in and send messages to you. But we also know that the twin flame journey is energetic, so you might even receive those messages. There's 8 here in this card. You might even receive those messages telepathically. You might feel your Divine Masculine needing advice from you. And your sincerity here is needed. And if you grant him your sincerity and come in with unconditional love, that's going to be rewarded in some kind of way. Every time you send him unconditional love, know that you'll get a reward for doing that. Okay? Know that anytime you send anyone unconditional love, that you'll be rewarded for doing that. Because love begets love, begets love, begets love, and it goes on and on and on. You know, love is never ending. The energy of love, what I find interesting even in science, is that when we look at energy, energy doesn't just disappear. It never fizzles out. It continually goes on its trajectory to wherever it's going. And it may change form, but it continues. Okay, and this is why when you come down in your vibration, sometimes you can't feel your Divine Masculine. But he's always there. And then when you, like many of you know that if you haven't heard from your Divine Masculine for a while, and then all of a sudden he texts you or calls you or something, ping, you know, it's like your vibration just goes up to, 150 gazillion out of 10. You know what I mean? So their love for you is always there. It's where you are in relation to it. Just as your love for them is always there. And it depends where they are in relation to it, whether or not they can feel it or not. But I want you to know, as the main message for today, that Divine Masculine soul, and if he's awakened enough to realize it in his mind, is feeling heartbroken because he can't move towards you. He's missing you. It's this real feeling of missing you. And if he can't reach out to you for whatever reason, for whatever blocks there are, I want you to understand that he's trying to. His soul is trying to reach out to you, okay? So let's get some soul messages before we go. Many of them are tired, excuse me, and a little bit stressed as well. So if you can imagine, making them feel nice, giving them a massage, making them a nice warm meal, you know what I mean? Rubbing their feet, that kind of thing, that will help. These are soul messages now. I feel as though I don't have enough to give you physically, like money. You are my beloved. I love your eyes and smile. That's beautiful. Please don't be angry with me. I love you. Many of you needing to hear that today. I feel emotionally blocked right now. Can you send me a message? Could you send me healing when you meditate or pray, please? Thank you. Yeah, it's this emotional feeling. Some of them have been crying. You are the sunshine that lights me up. I feel so warm with you. Can you please message me? I have news to tell you. Wow, there's a couple of message ones here. I know you belong to my heart. Wow, beautiful messages from Divine Masculine. Some of those messages may resonate for you as a Divine Feminine as well. Remember, we all have Divine Masculine and Feminine energies within us. Some of you may feel as though these messages were for you and not for your Divine Masculine. And if that's the case, then there's one of two things could be happening here. Either you're in your masculine energy too much, or you're not in receptive mode as a Divine Feminine, or you're feeling let me just try and word this right. Or you could be the Divine Masculine energy, even if you're a female, right? So take it how it resonates for you today, and just know that as you come into the highest vibration of you, stay in your joy, try and be as joyful as you can despite what's going on around you. All right, this will tremendously help your counterpart. Okay, be as balanced as you can in all areas of your life. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul, take care of your emotions, take care of your chakras. All of these things become important. And if you want to do my Ascension course, I would love you to do that. Okay, this is what's helped so many twins come into union. A very important course. All right, so tell me below what your biggest block is to union, and any questions you have related to the twin flame journey, because I'm going to be doing Fantastic Fridays, which is a concept video on Fridays, every Friday, where I answer your questions, and I also talk about any concepts that I think everyone sort of needs to know at the time. All right, so I'll go into a twin flame concept on Friday, and I'll also answer your questions. So any questions you have relating to your journey, you don't know how to solve, you've looked all over the internet, far and wide, what's the answer? What should you do? you can ask me, and I'll try and answer them as best I can on Fantastic Fridays, and I'll do that every Friday. So from kind of these videos on, from this week, I'll be asking people to ask their questions. Okay, and of course, if you need to reach out to me, all my information is in the description box below, and I'll see you real soon. I hope you have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. And Donkey says he loves you very much, very, very much, and that he wishes you could come and pat him because he likes to be pat, especially behind the ears. See that? I want you to make sure today that you love and nurture yourself wherever you are in the world. Spend some time with you. Don't worry about everyone else around you for just 5 minutes. Go and have a nice bubble bath or a hot shower, or make yourself that beautiful, I don't know, pumpkin soup that you were wanting. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Buy yourself those shoes. He loves biting my finger. Alrighty, I'll see you real soon, and I love you all so much. Have a great day. Okay, bye.